Dear students, let us listen now impact of the non-cooperation movement. Last class we studied about non-cooperation movement and how the British government suppressed the non-cooperation movement and how Gandhiji suspends non-cooperation movement. What is the reason behind the suspension of non-cooperation movement? Now we are going to study how this influenced the society. What were the impact of the non-cooperation movement? The movement failed to achieve any of the three main demands of the national movement. Okay, mainly three demands are there: obtaining Swaraj, obtaining an apology for the Jallianwala Bagh massacre, and solving Khilafat problem. But these three they did not achieve. Movement failed to achieve these three demands. But at the same time, it created lot of influence in the society. So the first one, this movement is considered as a mass movement. What is this mass movement? That means movement welcomed by the masses. Not only a group of middle class people or landlords, men, women, children, middle class, landlords, ordinary people, like that, everybody participated, joined the movement to make it as a grand success. So that is why it is considered as a mass movement. Okay, the national movement became a mass movement first time in Indian history. Acquired a real mass base with participating different sections of Indian society. Every people, that means peasants, workers, students, teachers, women, like that, everybody participated. Industrialists, capitalists, zamindars, everybody participated in that non-cooperation movement. So Nehru also described non-cooperation as a peaceful rebellion, a most civilized form of warfare, and yet dangerous to the stability of the state rule. According to Nehru, this non-cooperation is a peaceful rebellion, a most civilized form of sacrifice, and yet dangerous to the stability of the state rule, or means British rule. Secondly, instill confidence among the people. That means what? Generated longing, generated a desire for freedom, and inspired people to challenge the colonial rule. Many got inspiration from this non-cooperation movement, and it created longing, desire, a longing among the people for freedom. One of the famous historian called Bipin Chandra Pal, he rightly said, out of the experience of this attempt to defy openly the foreign rulers and the government they had set up, was born a new series of self-confidence and self-esteem. That means after this non-cooperation movement, a kind of self-confidence and self-esteem that developed among the people. Thirdly, the Congress became a revolutionary movement. After this non-cooperation movement, the Indian National Congress that transformed from a deliberative assembly into an organization of action. Earlier, it was in a deliberative assembly. From that deliberative assembly stage, it turned to be an organization of action. It became the organizer and leader of the masses in their national struggle. Thus, Congress became a force to reckon with. Into one of the revolutionary movement to get the freedom. Fourth point, to foster means what? To develop Hindu-Muslim unity, which could be seen in the merger of Khilafat issue. When the Khilafat issue took place, Hindus and Muslims joined together and fought against the Britishers. It provided an opportunity to Congress to bring the urban Muslims into the national movement. It also gave a chance to the Congress people to bring the urban Muslims into national movement by convincing them that nation was equally concerned with the problems affecting them. So it created Hindu-Muslim, fostered Hindu-Muslim unity. Next, promoted social welfare. So the consequence of this non-cooperation movement, they have taken several steps to put an end untouchability, prohibition. Apart from that, they started many schools and colleges, national schools and colleges set up in different parts of the country. They boycott foreign goods that led to the promotion of Indian handicrafts and industries. Khadi became symbol of national movement. These all things developed because of non-cooperation movement. So it promoted social welfare. Then it spread the idea of nationalism in all over the country. Not only one or particular place. The movement gave a new boost to the nationalism. And its annual session at Nagpur in December 1920, lot of changes took place. Constitution of the Congress, Provincial Congress Committee were reorganized on the basis of linguistic areas. That means on the basis of language. They reorganized the Provincial Committee, Provincial Congress Committee. Congress was now led by the working committee of 15 members. They formed a new working committee of 15 members, including the president and the secretaries. They should enable the Congress to function as a continuous political organization and would provide it with the machinery for implementing resolutions. So Congress turned to be a working committee of 15 members, including president and a secretary, and that turned to be a continuous organization and that provide it is a machinery for implementing resolutions. So Congress organization was able to reach down to villages. Its membership fee was reduced to 4 annas per year, and that helped the rural and urban poor people to become the members of this Congress committee, working committee at all. Okay. Then last point, popularized the cult of Swaraj. That means it spread the idea of Swaraj in all over the country. Non-cooperation movement. The goal of this non-cooperation movement was to attain Swaraj within the British Empire, if it is possible, outside also, if necessary. The Congress realized the nature and value of the popular support, though the movement failed immediately to attain Swaraj, but it definitely came nearer to it. Okay, so these are the various impact. Okay, first, the Indian national movement turned to be a mass movement. Secondly, what the program was simple to follow, the law is worked out. So many people, movement made the Congress into an organized fighting force. Along with the political program, the movement emphasized social issues and were just as important. The movement was such a mass movement that British started realizing that their very existence was at stake in India. Instilled confidence among the people. Congress became a revolutionary movement, fostered into Muslim unity, promoted social reforms, spread the nationalism in all over the places, and spread the idea of Swaraj. Okay. Now, the factors led to the civil disobedient movement. What are the various factors that led to the beginning of civil disobedient movement? What is this civil disobedient movement? Civil disobedient movement means what? Not at all obeying the rules and regulations of the government. Breaking the rules and regulations put forth by the government. So Mahatma Gandhi gave the call for civil disobedient movements in 1930. This movement was to be different from non-cooperation movement. Totally different from non-cooperation movement. Because non-cooperation movements ought to bring the working of the government to a standstill by not cooperating with the administration. Non-cooperation movement means what? Not at all cooperating with the administration. But at the same time, civil disobedient movement was an attempt to paralyzing the administration by breaking some specific rules and regulations. That means certain rules and regulations break means the administration become slow. So for that purpose, they decided to break certain rules and regulations. That only what a civil disobedient movement. Okay. So the circumstances that led to what are the various circumstances that led to the beginning of civil disobedience movement. So first one, Simon Commission. What is this Simon Commission? November 1927, British government appointed a statutory commission. 1927, November 1927, the British government appointed an Indian statutory commission that only called Simon Commission. Later, why it is called Simon Commission? Because John Simon was the chairman of this commission. For what purpose British government appointed this commission? Mainly to investigate the need for further constitutional reforms. To investigate the need of constitutional reforms in our country. So commission contained nearly composed 7 British members of the parliament. It had no Indian member at all. There was seen a violation of the principle of self-determination and deliberate insult to the self-respect of the Indians. 7 members are there in that commission and all are British people. Even one Indian also not there in that commission at all. So because of that, what happened? It hurt to the feelings of Indians. Okay. So Simon Commission means that is a statutory commission under the leadership of Sir John Simon. Was constituted by Tony government in Britain. Okay. So it is a statutory commission under John Simon. 7 members are there in the commission. They are appointed for what purpose? To investigate the need for further constitutional reforms. But they only British people. No Indians are there in that commission at all. So according to Indians, that is what that is a deliberate attempt to insult the self-respect of Indians at all. So at this Madras session 1927, they conducted a Congress meeting in Madras 1927 under the leadership of Dr. Ansari. The National Congress members, they decided to boycott this commission at every stage. They decided to boycott this commission in every form, and the Muslim League and Hindu Mahasabha and also supported this Congress decision and Simon Commission. But Simon Commission united and they came to our country on February 3rd. The day of Simon Commission reached Bombay. Everywhere the whole country organized Hartal. And wherever the commission went, people welcomed with the Hartals and black flag. And also a demonstration under the slogan Simon, go back. When Simon reached our country on February 3rd, all over the country people organized Hartals and also they welcomed Simon Commission with Hartals and black flag, and apart from that the slogan Simon, go back. British government has taken lot of brutal measures to suppress. Police arrest also has taken place. Lala Lajpat Rai was arrested and beaten up mercilessly on October 30th, 1928 of Lahore railway station while leading a demonstration, and that led to the loss of his life due to lathi blows. Okay, so that only Simon Commission, that is one of the factor behind the civil disobedience movement. Okay, one of the factor that led to the beginning of civil disobedience movement, that only what is Simon Commission. It was a commission under the leadership of John Simon, mainly to investigate the need for further constitutional reforms of our country. Okay, but Indians are not ready to cooperate with Simon Commission because no Indian members are there in that commission at all. 7 members are there. All 7 members are in British community. So Indians totally boycott this commission and they welcomed the commission with a black flag, and the whole over the country they obtained Hartal and the slogan Simon, go back. So British government, they have taken very severe measures to put an end to this, and they arranged lathi charging all over the places. And Lala Lajpat Rai, our famous national leader, he was beaten up mercilessly on October 30th, and that later led to his death also. Now, what are the recommendations of next point, Nehru report, and third one, Declaration of Purna Swaraj. Okay. Now, what are the recommendations of Simon Commission? So, in spite of all the protests, Simon Commission traveled to different parts of the country, met people and made their recommendations. Okay. Now see, what are the recommendations of Simon Commission? What are the recommendations of Simon Commission? So first one, diarchy should be abolished. Diarchy means what? A double government. Diarchy should be abolished. Double government should be abolished at all. That means the administration, they divided the Indians as well as British people together ruled the country during that period. So this diarchy should be abolished and there should be a complete autonomy in the provinces. Now that including the Department of Law and Order, complete autonomy. But the Governor General should be given overriding powers in certain matters like internal security and all. Then secondly, Provincial Legislative Council should be enlarged. Provincial Legislative Council should be enlarged, and apart from that, federal government at the center should embrace not only British India but also the princely states. Federal government at the center should embrace not only the British India but the princely states, and Governor General should select and appoint the members of this cabinet. Then British troops and British officers should stay on an Indian regiment for many more years. High Court should be under the administrative control of Government of India. The communal representation was to continue. These are the recommendations of Simon. They moved all over the country. Even there is lot of problem is there also. Simon Commission traveled in different parts of the country and met the people and made their recommendations. Why people boycott the Simon Commission? Because no Indians are there in a Simon Commission. 7 members are there. All that 7 members belong to British community. Okay, because of that reason, Indians plan to boycott Simon Commission. Even Indians boycott also, they met all the leaders and they passed their recommendations. Okay, what are the recommendations? First one, abolition of diarchy. Diarchy should be abolished and complete autonomy in provinces in every department including law and order, and governor should be given overriding powers in certain matters like internal security. Secondly, provincial legislative council should be enlarged. Thirdly, federal government at the center should embrace not only the British India but also the princely state also. Then Governor General should select and appoint members of the cabinet, and British troops and British officers should stay on an Indian regiment for many years. High courts should be under the administrative control of the Government of India, and communal representation was to continue. Okay, these are the recommendation of Simon Commission. Now, second factor, that is Nehru report 1928. Okay, Lord Birkenhead, the Secretary of State for India, he given an explanation to Indians that why they did not take Indians in Simon Commission. What is that? He said that Indians were not united and could not arrive at an agreed scheme of reforms. Okay, why they did not selected Indians in the commission? What was their explanation? Indians could not arrive at an agreed scheme of reforms because Indians were not at all united. Indians were not at all united, so that they cannot arrive at an agreed scheme of reforms. So because of that reason, they did not include Indians in the commission. That was the definition given by Lord Birkenhead. At all. Okay, to refute this to challenge this, all party conference was convinced in 1928. Okay, when Lord Birkenhead explained like this, given explanation like this. To challenge his opinion, there was a conference took place. All party conference was convened in 1928. So all party members participate in that conference. Liberal people, assertive nationalists, Hindu Mahasabha leaders, Muslim League, depressed classes, all people came together, and Motilal Nehru was made the chairman of this committee, and Tej Bahadur, Sabru and N.C. Kelkar as his principal associates members. And they submitted a report, they prepared a report and submitted that all party conference report. That report only called what a Nehru report, because Motilal Nehru was the chairman of that committee. Okay, so because of that reason, that is called what a Nehru report. Okay, Lord Buckingham, Secretary of State of India, asked the Indian leaders to draft a constitution for the country during that time. So when he explained that, why they did not make Indian member in Simon Commission, included Indian members in Simon Commission, they explained that Indians could not arrive at an agreed scheme of reforms because there are no uniformity among Indians. So to challenge this, all the leaders, all party people, they made a conference. All India Party Conference was convened in 1928 to take up the challenge. Asati people, Asati nationalists, liberals, leaders of Hindu Mahasabha, Muslim League, depressed class, like that, everybody participated. And Motilal Nehru was the chairman of this committee, and they prepared a report, and that report only called what a Nehru report. Nehru report, and that report, what are they proposed in that report? First way, the dominion status for India. Secondly, a parliament should be consist a senate and the House of Representatives. Parliament means it consists the senate and the House of Representatives. So senate means it contain nearly 200 members elected by the provincial councils, and the House of Representative means with 500 members elected for 5 years through the adult franchise. Okay. Thirdly, joint electorate with the reservation for the seat for minorities. They also proposed joint electorate with the reservation seats of seats for minorities, and creation of new provinces on language base, linguistic base. Then fundamental rights should be protected. That means right to vote, right to freedom, right against arbitrary arrest, speeches, all these things are included in this Nehru report. Okay, first, dominion status for India. Secondly, parliament means it include the Senate and two houses, the Senate and the House of Representatives. Senate means it include 200 members elected by provincial council, and the House of Representation with 500 members elected members for 5 years through adult franchise. Thirdly, a joint electorate with the reservation of seats for minorities, and next, creation of new provinces on linguistic base, and the last one, fundamental rights should be protected. Every citizen should get fundamental rights. Their fundamental rights should be protected. These are the main things they proposed in the Nehru report. Okay. Then the next reason, Declaration of Purna Swaraj. What is it? Declaration of Purna Swaraj. Calcutta session of the Congress had served ultimate last warning given to the British government to accept Nehru report by the end of 1929 or to face mass movement. So when the Congress met in Calcutta session, they given a last warning, means an ultimatum to the British government, that is either to accept Nehru report or to face a mass movement. 1929, by the end of 1929, British government should accept Nehru report and they should consider it, otherwise they should face a mass movement. That was the decision they have taken in Congress Calcutta session at all. So 1 year they waited, but Britishers did not give any reply at all. Calcutta session passed without any positive response from the British government. So Nehru report was declared to have elapsed at Lahore session of the Congress 1929. So in that circumstances, Jawaharlal Nehru made the president of Congress committee at the Lahore session of 1929, and in that Lahore session they passed a resolution, that is what, declaring Purna Swaraj. Purna Swaraj means what? Complete freedom, complete independence. Okay, so nearly 1 year they waited for the Congress demanded implementation of Nehru report by 31st December 1929, but Britishers, they did not do anything at all. When this was not granted, then December 1929, during the Lahore section of the Congress under the presidency of Jawaharlal Nehru, the Congress declared their aim of achieving Purna Swaraj. So 26 January 1930 was celebrated as a Purna Swaraj Day. Okay. So when Nehru report, Britishers did not consider this Nehru report. At last, Jawaharlal Nehru was made the president of Congress at the historic Lahore session of 1929, and it passed a resolution declaring Purna Swaraj. That means complete independence. So the main objective of Congress was to declare complete freedom or complete independence. On the midnight of December 31st, 1929, Nehru led a procession to the banks of the river Ravi at Lahore and hoisted the tricolor flag at all. So, as a mark of this complete Purna Swaraj, Nehru and his followers, they led a procession to the banks of river Ravi at Lahore and hoisted the tricolor flag. He proclaimed that it was a crime against man and God to submit any longer to British rule. So Congress Working Committee met January 1930 and they decided to introduce the next program at all. So what are the other programs they have taken? First, the preparation of civil disobedience movement. Then as a part of this Purna Swaraj declaration or resolution, the word Swaraj in the Congress constitution should be therefore mean complete independence or Purna Swaraj, which was set forth the goal of national movement. They decided to bring out their goal, complete freedom among the people. Thirdly, the observance of 26th January as the Purna Swaraj Day, and the 26th January was considered as a Purna Swaraj Day all over the country with the hoisting of the tricolor flag. Then resignation by the members of the legislature. Next, withdrawal from all possible associations with the British government. It was decided to observe January 26 as the Day of Independence every year. A pledge was drawn up which was to be read and solemnly taken while celebrating the day. Okay, so that much only today. The factors that led to the beginning of civil disobedience movement, Simon Commission. Second one, Nehru report. Third one, declaration of Purna Swaraj. Okay, thank you.